Right, this gets me back to my ship. Oh, shoot! I ran out of time! Yep, I should have been paying attention to the... I think that's the sun. Dang it! I didn't think enough time had already passed! Ah! Well, sounds like I'm very much screwed. Might as well read my ship log, learn what I learned because, you know, I'm utterly screwed. Yeah, I learned a lot. I don't know what the anglerfish apostle is. Well, I guess see you in the next time, Luke. Huh. Dying in Brittle Hollow. Again. Well, at least we actually have context of what we're doing. What is causing the sun to implode to... Well, I guess I might as well buckle up. See you in the next time, Luke. Alright. I absolutely know what I want to talk about on this one. And it's kind of bittersweet. Not bittersweet like anything bad happened, like bittersweet that, man, 2024 is almost over. And we're moving to 2025, so here we are. Okay, so let's just get this right off the bat. I'm not gonna do any walkthroughs for today. If I didn't mention that on my last compilation video, I'm pretty much being straight up now. So there won't be a walkthrough, and like I was saying, it's gonna be pretty much a busy week for the rest of the week. So don't expect any stream Thursday, Friday. Saturday is gonna be tentative, but most likely I'll resume streaming like just walkthroughs in general on Sunday. I don't know what I'm gonna stream yet. I might do something interesting on Sunday just because it's gonna be like a good couple of days, but not long. Uh, yeah. So walkthroughs, I thought I was gonna do today, but it got late and I got busy, so I just couldn't put the time in it as much as I want. So let's get that out of the way. Also, yeah, why not? Okay, so really, the second thing I wanted to acknowledge is I've been pretty much negative, and I've been pretty much sound like an old man, like back in my day and all that jazz, all in 2024. I noticed it, and it's not you, audience. I'm not telling you this like audience. So hey, for pity points. No, no. I did some self reflection in terms of video games, and I noticed that I've been so negative and kind of like more like disappointed and more angry than usual compared to, let's just say, 2023. I was probably more optimistic and all that. And you want to know why? It's because I've been actually really disappointed with PlayStation. Long story short, I grew up in a time, and you guys know me. I get all nostalgic. I talk about Super Mario Brothers and pretty much older games back in my college times, like Gears of War, and so on. Because I am used to, and I expect for video game companies like Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation to give us quality games because they are capable and they've done that in the past. Alright, so I'm gonna try not to be in a soap opera because you guys probably hear this in every channel at this point, but I expect AAA to give us quality games. And when I saw the lack of quality games or the kind of like really big show or just like quality games that just blew my socks off, like Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2 from last year, and just seeing that kind of like decline, there were still some great games, mind you, like Astrobot or Metaphor ReFantazio, and the list goes on. There were, and even I can see that. But I noticed that I was being more negative, and it was more geared towards the AAA because I know they're capable of giving us quality games. I know they have the ability and they're capable to do it. They just my anger stemmed from it also kind of like it bled into PlayStation Plus Extra Premium and Essential when I was announcing them. I noticed I was just being more negative. And I'm not apologizing for it. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm I'm saying that I acknowledge that I was negative, and I know why I'm a negative because I wanted the quality games or what I've come to expect because I've been gaming for like decades at this point, and I know what I want. I want a fun video game. I want a game that just like blew me out the water and just kind of continue to excel and set standards for other games to one up it. I want competition in games. I want games to be like, oh my gosh, this one's awesome. And I want it to be shown, I want that quality to be consistent for AAA indie games and even non AAA indie games. That's it. That's all I want. I want a game to be fun, but I want it to excel. I want it to breathe competition. And yeah, so this is not an apology. This is just an acknowledgement, and even I acknowledge, and I did a lot of self-reflection in 2024 in terms of video games, and I noticed that I was just kind of like, I was like, why am I so negative? It's because I've seen a lot from PlayStation on the PlayStation side. I just seen live service games besides Helldivers 2. That looks fun, mind you, but I've seen a lot of games that I wanted. It just didn't like hit. That's what I'm trying to say. If it wasn't obvious enough, that's the second thing I want to do. Okay, so now that we got the doom and gloom and kind of all the negative, I'll try to get better at it. I'm not going to make a promise, and I will probably slip back if it calls for it, my negative side, but I'll try to keep that to a bare minimum. I'll try to work on it. That's just to me. I'm not addressing you, audience. I just noticed that I have been negative, and if it doesn't call for it, yeah, I'm gonna try to give a little bit more positive outlook because there are still games being produced. I still am not disappointed. I just wasn't impressed with 2024 in terms of video games, except for a few specific games. That's just my kind of opinion about it. All right, well, that's my report card, my kind of analysis in terms of that. Now, get out of here. No, I'm kidding. All right, so the main theme for the video. Obviously, you see Nobody Saves the World. So, what is this about? So, this is going on my video game tribute playlist. So, I figure, just like last year, and I have fun with it doing it last year, I'm going to go ahead and focus on, and I was inspired by the Game Awards, obviously, because the Game Awards also did their best category. I wanted to go ahead and do one single game for each month that came out in either PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium or Essential. If there was one game I actually played, the rules is if I played the game, it counts. Or if it came to PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium, that's also a qualifier. The other thing is, it's a game, I have to pick one game for each month. So this game could be Essential or Extra and Premium. As long as this game just made an impact to me and it impressed the shit out of me, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge it. And I'm gonna make the timer 2 minutes because last time in 2023, I just went on a tangent and just kind of talked and rambled on. But no, I'm going to try to keep this pretty short because I've been trying to not ramble on, keep laser focused and get to the point. So, I just wanted to acknowledge what was the reasons or kind of like a little bit more context of 2024, what was going on, why I was acting the way, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so now in terms of my awards or the Game Awards, these are the PlayStation Plus Essential or Extra and Premium games that I thought was just freaking awesome this year, just this each month. All right, so let's start with January of 2024. Okay, so in terms of the Extra and Premium, disappointed with majority of the games, unless the games I own, so of course. But the game that actually won me over, that I actually played, and I enjoy my time with it. It would have been a Plague Tale Requiem, but it's going to be Nobody Saves the World. And this is kind of where I start the timer. 2 minutes, here we go. Alright, so Nobody Saves the World. What did I enjoy about it? It was a roguelike with kind of like cartoon style that was a little bit of Legend of Zelda, but it was a unique spin on the roguelike genre. And even though we probably have a lot of roguelike at this point, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, Balatro got me invested from roguelike from a poker game, and that's such a great combination. But nobody saves the world. It just had a unique spin with the roguelike that it just kept me going, kept me coming back, and it just got me interested. I can't wait to come back. I know it's been since January of 2024, so it's been a while. But since it's on PlayStation Plus Essential, I own it, and I want to go back to it. I enjoyed its presentation, the music was fantastic, the roguelike aspect, the kind of roguelike concept that it did was very unique and kind of a really a breath of fresh air that I very much appreciate. So yeah, in terms of my score for it, I can't give it a score, but I enjoyed my time with it, and I value my time, and I can tell. So yeah, I think I can crown this as my best game of PlayStation Plus, the PlayStation Plus game that I enjoyed in January 2024. All right, so now that nobody saves the world, I say let's move on to the next clip. All right, now we have an ebb and flow. This is like 2 minutes on the timer. Let's get going. Let's keep rolling. Ironically, Roll 7 is shut down like that I read, but man, they made a solid game. In terms of February 2024, there was only one game that excelled and I thought was unique. It might not be to everyone's cup of tea in terms of that because on the extra and premium side, it's mostly was games I currently own, like most of them. Or there were games that were like, okay, I would eventually own you. But you know the game that won me over? It was Roller Drome, obviously. 80s vibe with killing people on roller skates just has that kind of cheese, but the right amount of cheese. I freaking love Roller Drome. I love skating. I love kind of mastering the scores. And considering that I've been on a Tony Hawk Pro Skater fix, this was just the right kind of thing I needed. And also, after playing Ollie World, having this kind of like different game from Roll 7, even though they're no longer around, which is sad, this was just the right niche, and it checked all the right amount of fun that I wanted for the PlayStation Plus game in general. Yeah, Roller Drome, even though it came in essential, it was such it was a great change of pace, and I just enjoyed the gameplay, the 80s vibe, the kind of like motivation to get a higher score because it looked so friggin' dope. Yeah, so Roller Drome was my favorite game of February of 2024, and I can't wait to come back to it when I actually have a chance. I enjoyed my time with Roller Drome, and it values my time too. So, let's get to the next clip. Okay, even though the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium didn't disappoint me in terms of March, there was only one game, and it was going to be the obvious choice of, it was going to win my best game of March 2024. And if it's not obvious, this is my personal list, guys, obviously, since I picked a game that nobody either play or a game that people have played. But yeah, this is my personal list. So this, of course, is games that I enjoy, and I'm picking only one. My personal list, so deal with it. Sifu. Frickin' Sifu. I have a soft spot, and I freaking love samurai films. I can watch a samurai film and be entranced and always love it. So the fact that we actually have a strictly focus on martial arts only, you got me sold. And it did. It delivered. Gameplay is fantastic. The martial arts, in terms of the gameplay, is just so well done and it's talented. I enjoy it every time. I don't mind even repeating the level because it feels like I learned something. And I'm just like mastering moves and it feels like I earned that move. And just kind of like the martial arts aesthetic for the presentations well done too. There's a reason why Sifu has why they have their own secret level, their secret level episodes specifically. But yeah, along with the music that's really well done too, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, the martial arts, the boss fights are freaking fantastic. The martial arts are freaking cool. I love coming back to it. I love like just learned levels, and I love mastering the moves. Sifu was my favorite game of March 2024. It was on my radar, and now that I got to play it, I have a big stupid grin on my face and I enjoyed the shit out of it. So, let's. I got no puns. Let's just move on to the next clip. This was a tough one because I immediately wanted to go to Amawell. Amawell just did so much. But you know, hunting for aquatic creatures, even though PETA would have a field day and pretty much eat your lunch with fines and taxes and so on, it was so. It was absolutely. I was absolutely livid and I was absolutely having a blast with Dave the Diver. Hunting for aquatic creatures and maintaining a sushi bar gets addictive. In the right note, it checks all the right notes. It's fun, it's creative, it's quirky in the ridiculous way, and just outlandish, but you love every second of it. If you don't care for this game, that's completely okay. It's a game made for me. Hunting for aquatic creatures and maintaining sushi restaurant, that micromanagement, I found it interesting all the freaking time. Dave the Diver, it won me over so much, not just from the presentation, I can't say the music, but the presentation, the micromanagement, the quirky characters I enjoy, I like learning about, really like learning about, because their personalities are infectious, in a good way. But, yeah, I love with that, the kind of like, it teaches so much great fundamentals, you do not mind. Nothing feels like a chore, nothing feels tedious, everything just feels and gels together. Gameplay wise, presentation wise, character wise. Yeah, Dave the Diver, it's not my favorite game of the year. But man, it did well. It did extremely well. It did impress me. I'm gonna give it a solid score after all said and done, and I can't wait to come back to it. But yeah, it was my favorite game of April 2020, April 2024. Period. Freaking period. Oh man, I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely. Okay, so let's maintain a sushi restaurant and move on to the next clip. I never shut up about a game. Or what I was trying to say, I never shut up about the game. I never shut up about it, and everyone knows it. I keep talking about Tunic is freaking awesome. And guess what? It's my favorite game of May of 2024. Of May of 2024 in terms of PlayStation Plus. Yes, it was. It still holds my attention. It's Legend of Zelda and Dark Souls combined together in the neat little bow, and it works to it. It works to a ridiculous degree, but it works to a freaking absolutely fantastic degree. I enjoy it. I enjoy Tunic, and I love coming back to it every single time. Presentation, music's fantastic. Combat, it's that Legend of Zelda with Dark Souls, like, etiquette that I love, and I love coming back to it. And I like its puzzle kind of like manual that teaches you the fundamental of games in a very intricate way. It's so unique, and I just love Tunic. Tunic is just so fun. It's that Legend of Zelda. It's my good Legend of Zelda like cake. I'm confident to say that it's my Legend of Zelda cake until I actually play a Legend of Zelda game. I am confident with Tunic. I freaking enjoy Tunic. I love coming back to Tunic. That's more than I can say. It was my favorite game of May of 2024, and I can't wait to come back to it. It was a delight. It was on my radar, it was on my wish list, and now I have it, and I have enjoyed my time with it. So, let's move on to the next clip. Even though that in terms of the Essential, PlayStation Plus Essential, it disappointed me in terms of June. Now we're in June. I have to say, there was one game in PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium that did not disappoint me. If it wasn't obvious enough, Crusader Kings 3. It's the fact that it was kind of like that micromanagement, but done in a very interesting and unique way. It was Game of Thrones, but actually just more concept and more instructions, but done in the very kind of like, I'm invested and I'm addicted. I enjoyed every single facet of this. It's not like the best game, but having a ruler just kind of like not imaginary ruler, but just kind of like maintain the relationship from poisoning to bribing to marrying to get a continent to envelop other countries, to kind of like expand different countries, to expand your role, to kind of like find a nick and cranny, or every nook and cranny is not, every stone is not left unturned with Crusader Kings 3. It just feels like you are a medieval ruler or king to an insane degree. I love that amount. I love that attention to detail. I love the micromanagement. I pretty much like the gameplay in terms of the real-time strategy of what they were trying to do. I never felt bored. I never felt bored with this kind of like strategy role-playing game because it always had some new, interesting facets that I never got bored with. So yeah, I kind of highly recommend Crusader Kings 3, and it was my favorite game of June 2024, surprisingly. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, this was an obvious choice, and even I know it. Even though I would say the PlayStation Plus Essential for July, because it's like games I have already owned, or it's just like one game didn't hit me. There was only one game in July that impressed me than it should have. It impressed me way than it should have. Jeanne d'Arc, obviously. Jeanne d'Arc does exceptionally well because, of course, I'm biased. I enjoy Final Fantasy Tactics in the back day. So the fact that you basically have Jeanne d'Arc, but in Final Fantasy Tactics kind of style, you want me over. Story, presentation, actually fantastic characters. Along with that, it's Final Fantasy Tactics, but with Jeanne d'Arc flair and anime cutscenes when it actually shows up. It's well done. It's flawless. I actually enjoyed it. Voice acting is actually top notch too. It's not like the best, but it's actually top notch. Kind of surprised me. But yeah, the kind of like the intricate Final Fantasy Tactic aspects that we get from this, too well done. It's actually well done. Yeah. It just works. Everything works with it. It uses like an actual real historical figure, adds their own spin with it, and rolls with it. So yeah, like I said, storytelling, presentation, pacing, characters. I will not say the music. I don't think the music's like the most best, but I think what we got for Jeanne d'Arc, it's a success. I can't believe this was a PSP title, but yeah, this was my favorite game, period, of July 2024. In terms of PlayStation Plus, to clarify. It's fucked up. It's seriously fucked up with its themes, but it's just that kind of, it's the kind of video game, but even though its theme is fucked up, I enjoyed Call of the Lamb as a game in general. So yeah, Call of the Lamb, it's a hard pill to swallow, no pun intended, but it's a hard pill to swallow because this is a type of game that it's not a game for anyone. This is a game that will offend people. It's not a game for everyone. Its themes are highly offensive. And this is the type of game that you just can't get friends or family to play. There's just no way. There's no way. But I know what I enjoy about it. Its presentation, its music is absolutely out of its world in a literal sense. It's really fantastic with soundtrack, presentation, the micromanagement. Seeing the band here, the micromanagement with the kind of cult followers is always interesting and make me invested more than I should. Boss battles are fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, the boss fights are very fantastic. Along with that too, the roguelike aspect with the micromanagement, it never gets old. It completely gels together and it holds hands and never lets go because it's so resounded. It's like a resounding success. This game shouldn't be this excellent, but it is. It's a very different type of game in every sense of the world, or every sense of the word, but it's an interesting type of game. It's not made for everyone, trust me on that, but in terms of the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, yeah, this was actually a success. It was the best game I played in August of 2024. Surprising. Well, I played a video game trial, but it's still fantastic. Moving on. Alright, moving on to something lighthearted. Even though the PlayStation Plus Essential wasn't like the best in terms of September, there was only one game that won me over, and I love coming back to it just because of what it is, and that it exists. And then it's a PlayStation Plus extra and premium exclusive. The Plucky Squire. Yeah, that won me over in September 2024. For its presentation, it's self-aware storybook telling that just kind of got me really invested. The characters are the right amount of charm and personality done well. The art style is fan-freaking-tastic. This is art direction that it reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes, but done in a very modern take. Along with that, I think its gameplay mechanics and its uniqueness it excels at it. Plus, the voice acting of the narrator is also a kind of a really cherry on the top too. Yeah, so I'm saying the Plucky Squire is that kind of like lightheartedness that you really come to appreciate, and it's kind of a one-hit wonder, but done exceptionally well that it should. So yeah, great presentation, strong art direction, a really kind of like cheeky narrator, but really fits with it. Unique gameplay mechanics from 2D to 3D is such a great seamless transition. I have so many great things to say about the Plucky Squire. It's a game that came out of left field, and I was surprised it came out this year, but it was a delight. I enjoyed my time with Plucky Squire, and I want to come back to it. So yeah, my best game of 2024 of September, PlayStation Plus wise. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. I'm actually kind of surprised. I didn't think it would be my favorite game of October 2024 in terms of PlayStation Plus, but it is. It was either that or it was going to be Dead Space, and I was like, all right, it's going to be Dead Space. I was like, this is going to be my favorite game of like my favorite PlayStation Plus game, like my favorite PlayStation Plus game for October. I was like, it's going to be no contest. I was like, it's gonna be Dead Space. Oh, how I was wrong. I was actually pleasantly surprised, and I was like, all right, gotta reevaluate because now I play Dino Crisis. People talking about like they want a Dino Crisis remake and all that. It's so justified. Dino Crisis is absolutely that. It's that a right amount of like cheese and ham, like hamminess. Oh yeah, it works to an exceptional degree. Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs, and it works so well. Yeah, from the kind of like Resident Evil gameplay that it's just a step above it in a sense, to it's kind of like characters that you really don't mind knowing. It's kind of like they're goofy, but the right amount of cheese and goofy that it doesn't come across as like really cheesy. It comes across as like, hey, it freaking works. Plus, the dinosaurs are iconic from actually effective jump scares, really well done. Resident Evil mechanics and puzzles that really enhance the experience, and the fact that it's just like it's fun in general. It's that Resident Evil until Resident Evil comes out, Dino Crisis fills that void in an exceptional way. And I do not mind saying that this was my best game of October 2024 in terms of PlayStation Plus. I want more Dino Crisis. Seeing dinosaurs just kind of eat people just indiscriminately and just do it in a ridiculous way, it never got old, and jump scares never got old. Dino Crisis for the win. Kind of surprised. This one was easily an easy decision. I thought it was going to be Killer Frequency. It just had that right amount of murder mystery that I have freaking enjoyed over a decade. I was like, it's going to be Killer Frequency. But you know what? I'm biased. And of course I was going to be biased. And it was an RPG, and I'm an RPG enthusiast. Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen. It won me over. It won me over for several reasons. RPG mechanics is so unique and such a fresh of breath air back at that time. It's done exceptionally well. Voice acting's top notch. The story and pacing is well done too. The characters are fantastic, even though I only got to play just 2 hours. I enjoyed my time with it. Spellcasting, from the blood and gore, to the presentation, to the voice acting, to the RPG mechanics done to a fine tooth comb, to Kain himself. That is kind of iconic, and I can see why they did a Soul Reaver series after Blood Omen 1 and 2. I can't wait to go to Blood Omen 2, and I value my time that I put in Blood Omen. It surprised me. It surprised me because it was that like old school and nostalgic wins. Nostalgic wins is the main takeaway, but it's that really old school RPG that just doesn't feel dated. It feels relevant, and It's so fun. It's so fun to go there. I might be biased, but screw it. Yeah, I enjoyed my time with Legacy of Game Blood Omen. I can't wait to come back. It was my favorite PlayStation Plus game of November 2024. And now we head to the final month. I know it's kind of weird since I haven't played all the games of, well, I guess PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium of December, but it's easy. I'll tell you what it
There
is.
is a magical
It's It's a bold claim. It's a bold claim since I have played one game from the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium game actually. When I think about it, I guess two if we count the demo, but really just one in terms of the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. But if I have to say which one will be my favorite game, and you know what, I'll just be this confident. And it's a bold claim. Yeah, Space for the Unbound. It's because there was such it's not just his presentation, storytelling, pacing that's done exceptionally well. The characters are like they're relatable and done in a very kind of like relatable, real way that just works for it. Along with its environment and just the fantastic music itself. Yeah, Space for the Unbound, it won me over. It won me exceptionally for the video game trial. So I can't wait to give it a try. But yeah, I think that's gonna be my like favorite game from PlayStation Plus just in December of 2024. That's a bold claim, but I played enough of it, like just an hour, but I played enough of it that it just won me over and it checked all of the right notes that I wanted for that December. Because It Takes Two, I own the game, so it's not really fair to include that. And I just couldn't get into Temtem because I haven't played it. But a game I actually played, yeah, Space for the Unbound, obvious choice. If I played any of the Sly Coopers, then it would probably been my favorite game of 2024 in December. But since I played Space for the Unbound, I'm gonna count that, and even though we don't have the footage for it, I'm gonna count this close to it. Okay, and now we can start the time. Well, now we can stop the timer. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much it. This is kind of my The Game Awards, but in terms of PlayStation Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium. You guys can disagree, but this is my personal list. But yeah, if I have to say what was my absolutely favorite game, just in terms of the PlayStation Plus games, just in general, just this year, I would say the biggest one to me is still going to be Dave the Diver. It just has that kind of like right amount of gameplay variety and just addictive gameplay that just won me over. I think it was Dave the Diver. There were some solid games that I enjoy, even though I enjoy Tunic, Suit, Fu, Nobody Saves the World, and the list goes on because you're actually, well, you're at the end of the video and you pretty much know what I felt. Dave the Diver was just next level to me, and it won me over immensely, and I enjoyed my time with it. That's it. So yeah, this is my Game Awards in terms of PlayStation Plus, Essential, Extra, and Premium, like I was saying. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna save this compilation video. You can definitely leave that like, comment, or subscribe. What is your favorite PlayStation Plus game in 2024? And you can definitely leave that comment. And guys, that's all I'm gonna leave you with. Straight to the point, I know. So have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. And I will see you at the next video game clip. Or I guess the next clip. Have a good one, everybody. I can't believe 2024 is almost done. Crazy. I wonder what games will be announced at the Game Awards. Well, I guess I'll see, I guess, after the fact. Huh. Crazy.